But yeah, I have the entire Doom 2 soundtrack playing in the background. I didn't want to pick a specific song, but that's just because I'm going to be talking about a lot. But yeah, where am I? Oh yeah, there we are. Just ignore everything going on in the background. I am currently doing some rearranging and like restructuring of the computer room. That big ass mattress is an old mattress I need to throw away. So, yeah, got this little montage going on here while we talk. But so let's talk about Doomtober. As you guys know, this is probably the single most ambitious thing I have done on stream in a very long time. Dedicating an entire month to doing Doom and Doom-related content, which is, you know, something that is, you know, I do a lot of FPS stuff, but very rarely do I ever, like, focus on a very specific, like, type of game or anything like that. It's going on Pure Gilland. So a lot went into this, as I'm sure you guys might be aware. A ton of planning, because I had come up with a schedule for every week. On top of doing that, you know, finding the time to do it, planning my days out and stuff like that, finding a variety of games and stuff to play so I didn't, you know, run stale on content. Not like that's difficult to do, because, you know, there's fucking hundreds of Doom wads out there, mods and stuff like that. And so, you know, there was a lot that went into it. And there were specific things I absolutely wanted to make sure I did, and some things that were just kind of a LOL, we should do this on a whim kind of ordeal. That's what ended up happening with the randomizer, among other things. But either way, a lot went into this, like as far as planning goes. A lot of highlighting, a lot of uploading content to YouTube, which I'll talk more about that in due time. I had to rehash some skills in using GIMP to make thumbnails for my YouTube videos, as well as some of the promotional pieces on like the standby screen. Year of Doom, all Doom, every Doom. I could totally do that, but I wouldn't. You know, so that was cool. You know, I learned some skills that I'm gonna eventually, you know, try to use more of as far as content creation goes, whether it be streaming or like, you know, highlighting stuff for YouTube and uploading and stuff like that. It was surprisingly beneficial for me. But, you know, that was just another thing to throw on to, like, the planning and making everything happen kind of ordeal. So, yeah. Super, super cool, but a lot of work went into this. Even that being said, there are things that I never got around to, that I had thought about doing, that I just never really had a chance to. Or, like, things didn't work out in a way that it was beneficial for me to do it. So, like, I didn't get to, you know, do a proper Doom 3 run, which sucks, because I know a lot of my followers are like, oh, when are you doing Doom 3? When's Doom 3? And, like, I tried the one day, and I just couldn't get anything going. We'll talk more about that soon. I wanted to learn Doom 64. I wanted to start learning that as a speedrun, and I still am going to do that at some point. I just didn't get to throw it into the mix of Doomtober, which is what it is, you know. And then there were some other, like, obviously the sub-goal games. I didn't meet all my sub-goals, so we did get to do this magnificently awful Super Nintendo Doom, but the other sub-goals were Doom RPG and playing Plutonia on Nightmare, which in hindsight I'm kind of grateful that that didn't get met, but you know, we didn't get around to those, and that's fine. And there were other, like, games I'd thought about, or, like, WADs and mods and stuff that I thought about that just didn't happen just because of time. But, you know, we still got we played through a lot of stuff. We played some really cool shit. You know, so many mods that I'd never gotten to play before. You know, Doom is a catalog of this stuff, and a lot of things that I had heard of, but never really got around to. So it was cool to actually, you know, get a chance to do that. Now, will I ever do this again? Realistically, probably not. It's going to be a lot harder for me to try to do this kind of thing again. I'm kind of in a fortunate position where I was able to. But, that kind of opportunity is probably not going to happen again anytime soon. I would love to do something like this again, but the chances of it realistically happening are low. And if they do happen, they won't be in the capacity or extent of, like, this past year. But it's not, that being said, it wasn't like a, I regret this, or this was terrible. No, I still had a good time doing this, so I don't regret that I got a chance to do it at least once. Because I don't really do, like, dedicated months to anything, other than, the one time I did Quaketober. So yeah, overall, a lot of work, but fun, and we'll talk more details soon. I keep saying that, but I promise all those details are coming. Obviously, I'm talking about this now on live, but it will be uploaded to YouTube for the YouTube audience who've been watching the VODs or watch my other content too. So, which is a perfect opportunity to once again plug my YouTube. Make sure to subscribe on there because I've been doing a lot on there between uploading highlights from here and PBs for speedrunning and also just other video projects I've been working on, which I have one I've been working on for a while and I just need to fucking finish at this point. But, there's going to be more to look forward to there, and, like, I'm going to continue to upload the rest of the Doomtober content, like the highlights that I want to upload, and maybe some additional stuff, maybe. I'm thinking of maybe trying to do, like, a highlight reel for some of the funnier moments. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to upload all of the VODs for Doomtober to YouTube for a number of reasons. Like, one of them is that there's a couple of broadcasts that I just forgot to archive, so they're gone, unfortunately. There's also a couple of playthroughs and stuff that I wasn't necessarily happy with, so I'm not going to bother. I'll leave them on there on Twitch, but not going to bother uploading them to YouTube, more than likely. And on top of that, there's also a couple of playthroughs I did that, for some random reason, got, like, split into 2 parts on Twitch, so, like, I don't want to have to download and, like, splice them together. That's just not really worth it. So yeah, sub to me on YouTube if you're not already. Look up Rip Chip. It's not hard to find my channel. I think I have it in my Twitch description anyways, so. But I'll put it up here in case you're not subscribed already. There we go. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more things to look forward to on there in the coming days. So, appreciate any subscribers that, subscribe there. I'm not saying, like, I've grown big or exploded, but I've gotten a lot more subscribers over the past year than I ever expected. A lot of that was because for some reason, my Doom 3 third-person speedrun, like, exploded. Something hit the algorithm, extended period of time later, and gained like 20-something thousand views. I don't know where that came from, but cool. And then as far as other stuff goes, I will mention this here. I've mentioned it a couple times at this point, but everybody knows that Twitter's basically become even shittier over the past like couple months. It's been becoming shitty over like since fucking Elon took over, but that's besides the point. I'm gonna be using Twitter a lot less from this point on. At most, I'll probably just use Twitter for basic updates. If you want to get more like details and planning and stuff, follow me on Bluesky because I'm going to be posting there a lot more frequently. I like it as a website way more. So if you're not following me on Bluesky already, let me find my thing here. But yeah, I like it overall as a website more than I like Twitter at this point. I'm not going to delete my Twitter because there are still people who use it to follow me and keep up with things. And on top of that, like, if there is ever a chance that Twitter can potentially redeem itself, I want to have my account in case. But likelihood of that's not very common, but we'll see what happens. Maybe once more people jump onto Bluesky, I'll inevitably nuke it. But for now, it's staying there just primarily for updates. And like posting when I go live. So yeah, important things to that. And so some other shout-outs I want to give real quick. First things first, I want to give a shout-out to everybody who is here now, and also the people who've been watching regularly, or even semi-regularly. Lots of people showed up for quite a few different editions of Doomtober, which was cool. I also got a lot of viewers that I hadn't seen in a very long time showing up, which was really nice, because, like, I don't know, I feel like, obviously viewership is not nearly as good as it used to be, and that's fine, I get it. But I feel like a lot of people just were unaware that I'm streaming again, and it's cool to see people again. So, hopefully, you know, I see more people around. I also want to give a big shout out to Toriko, my mod and one of my best friends, because Toriko actually came up with the Doomtober logo right down there at the bottom right of the screen, but he also made my schedule every single week for me. Like, I can't thank him enough for that. Like, I appreciate his help and persistence and, you know, helping make this scheduling and stuff a little more streamlined. I did, another thing, speaking of, like, planning for Doomtober, is that, obviously he's my friend, but I am, you know, I am paying him for his time, so, you know. On top of that, Doomtober cost me money too, which isn't a big deal. I voluntarily told him, like, I wanted to pay him for his help, so, you know. Big shout-outs to him, though, because he helped make the planning and scheduling and graphics and stuff a lot better. I mean, I did a lot of graphics myself, like, for thumbnails for YouTube, but, you know, he did, like, he came up with the, you know, not the thumbnail, but the schedule graphics and stuff like that, so big thanks to him. And then also big thanks to, people who had also made recommendations during Doomtober, because, like, I definitely shoehorned in a couple things that were recommended to me by other people, so, if you did recommend something, and a game that you did recommend came in, thank you for your recommendation. I appreciate it. So, let's talk a little bit about an overall how this whole thing went at the end of, you know, the month. I did a lot of, like, analysis and number crunching over the course of, you know, the past month, and, you know, I put a lot of time and effort. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm not gonna lie, I was very discouraged when I saw, like, the end results, as far as, like, numbers go. Average viewership across the entire month of October for every stream was 5.5 viewers. The average max amount of viewers was 11.2. And I was a little cynical and bitter about that at first, but I'm also thinking to myself, you know, I appreciate the fact that people did actually stick around and come to this thing that meant a lot to me. So, I appreciate you guys. Even if I didn't get, like, the growth in numbers that I would have liked to have seen from this, it's okay because I still had fun. That's the most important thing. And on top of that, there is good things, like, I hit a sub goal, which I haven't hit any sub goals of mine in a long time. I didn't even gain any subs during September, so the fact that people actually went out of their way to subscribe to me and gift subs to help make at least the 20 subscriber goal hit, that was super cool, and I'm very thankful for that. You know, I probably won't hit numbers like that again anytime in the near future, but that's okay. The fact that I was able to do it again was super cool. I am not doing that. Get the fuck out of here, Beerkilland. No Doomtober today. Or anytime in the future. So, you know, it's like, despite the numbers not being as, you know, good as I wanted them to be, you know, considering how much I put into it, I'm happy for the support I was given. I think the only thing that really does make me a little upset about all this is the fact that despite all the promotion and stuff I've done on social media, on YouTube, even people I know who are other content creators or friends of mine, very few people even interacted with, like, posting about it or, like, sharing it or anything, and it's, like, the very little thing I really wish people would have done for me. But I can't be mad because, like, you know, people are allowed to do that. If they're not interested in sharing what I'm doing, that's not on me, that's them. That's people's choice, they're allowed to do that. It sucks, but it is what it is. But enough about that. Let's talk about other aspects of... Thank you for making ginger ale over a keyword. Oh no. Let's talk about some other, like, details about Doomtober that are fun. We played a lot of different mods, a lot of different iWads, a lot of different content in general. And across all of that, I did not manage to fist a Cyber Demon. That might be the other thing I regret. So the challenge stream, I only got 2 challenges done, and I could not beat the Cyber Demon with my fist. It's possible, but it's just like I was losing patience. My hand was starting to hurt, and it just stopped being like fun after a while. As far as like just some little baby nominations for all the content I played, I want to say that the most fun out of all the games I played and all the content I played over the course of Doomtober, hands down, was Golden Souls. I knew I was going to like it just because of the premise of it, but it ended up still being probably the most fun I've had with Doom content in a very long time. Very creative, very fun, very satisfying, and like just the right amount of challenge for what it is. And I'm excited because there is a sequel to it that I didn't know of when I played the first one that I'm eventually going to stream on here outside of Doomtober. So, Golden Souls was hand down the most fun. I think the best classic Doom experience I had was actually relearning the speedruns for Doom, Ultimate Doom. I didn't get to really de-rust episode 1 as much as I would have liked, but I had a ton of fun relearning episodes 2 and 3 and actually getting like a PB in episode 2 for the first time in God knows how long. That was super cool. And it might be something I end up doing more in the future. On top of the other speedrun plans I have planned in the near future, which I'll talk about. But that was, out of all the classic Doom stuff I did, probably the most fun. I think the most amusing Doom content I had, this one was actually a tie. So, the most amusing ones I had were a tie between the Game Boy Advance and Doom 2, because there were just some moments on there that were so hilariously awful and, like, so choppy that it was so funny. I had a very cathartic but fun time doing that. But the other one was when I did the Doom randomizer, which I labeled as a normal playthrough of Doom 2, because the absolute chaos that can happen as a result of fully unbalancing the randomizing is incredibly funny and incredibly stupid. I had a lot of fun. And I'll probably actually explore with randomizer a little bit more, just like even on the balanced settings, because I think that'd be fun. I'm gonna get some shit for this one, but the most disappointing Doom game I played actually I think was Pirate Doom. I think the first third of Pirate Doom is great. I love the vibes, I love the style of it, but it kind of falls off after a certain point. The level design stops feeling like pirates, and kind of just feels weird. And also there's just like some weird difficulty spikes. The dynamite gun kind of ruins the balance of the game, and the final boss itself was kind of a headache, so it's not like I think it was bad, it's just like I expected so much going into Pirate Doom because so many people talked about it that I was kind of like, I guess this is okay. So that's what puts it as the most disappointing for me. Alright, 1 second, sorry. Anyways, and then the last one I want to mention is the Doom game that I played that was the most surprisingly difficult was Adventures of Square. That game had like such a cutesy like MS Paint style to it, and it looked fun, but I did not expect the game to get as difficult as it did. It was a very progressive and steady difficulty, but it jumped from cute and fun to ball-bustingly difficult towards the end. So, props to them for that one. It's a very polished, Doom mod, but, like, man, it got way fucking harder than I was expecting. Alright, I think that's it. I mean, there's been I had a lot of things to cover. I could talk about every single experience, but that would get tiresome very quickly, I think. Overall, it was an interesting experience. So, let's next talk about, upcoming plans in the future. So, as I said, I put a lot of effort into this, and the part of the reason I wanted to put a lot of effort into this is because this is probably going to be the last big thing I do on stream for the rest of the year, as well as probably the last time I'm going to do something this big or even remotely this big for a long time. It's a lot of work, and unless it's going to, like, immediately pay off, I have other things I need to prioritize right now. It's getting towards the end of the year, which means the holidays are coming up. And on top of that, my girlfriend and I are trying to move across the country, at the beginning of next year. So, I got to prioritize other things. So, no big stuff there is coming anytime soon. That's not saying I'm done streaming or anything like that. I just will say expect streams to be a little less frequent for the rest of the year at least. It was cool that I got to actually dedicate this much time to something, but I've got important things I have to prioritize and work on, going forward. On top of that, that being said, as far as things you can expect when I do stream, there are things that I do have planned. Since I'm back to, being a content creator in some capacity regularly, I do plan on doing the same thing I do every year, which means around Christmas time I'm going to do a playthrough of Elf for the Game Boy Advance like I always do. And I'm also planning on doing the annual Mario 64 120-star stream, because I haven't done that in a few years. So, those things will be what you can look forward to, at least. But, on top of that, other things planned. I have some speedrun goals that I want to accomplish. I got games that I want to eventually learn. Maybe I'll start doing that at the end of the year. I don't know. But, I've got speed game goals. I want to improve my times in Dark Forces Remastered. It'll take some effort, but I would like to see a sub 20 in any percent. And on top of that, I would also like to try and improve my time in Rot. That's going to be fucking hard, but, I'm going to go for it anyway. As far as other things go, I do want to learn Doom 64, and I've decided after going through all this Doom content, another Doom game I do want to learn, as silly as this is going to sound, is I want to learn how to speedrun Chex Quest, because I enjoyed that a lot. And I think it would be a fun speedrun. It's not a very long game, so... those are some things to expect. As far as other things that happened during Doom, I do want to say this, and I know people are going to be probably disappointed hearing this, but after my time with it, I've decided that I am not going to pick up or relearn Doom 3 anytime soon. Doom 3 has always been a hard game for me. I love it a lot. I think it's a really cool speed game. But I struggle way too much with it. And trying to revisit it kind of made me realize, maybe I don't really want to play this right now. I'm not saying that I'm done with it forever, because there could always be that chance where I'm like, hey, you know what, I feel like strafe jumping today. But I don't have any plans to do it anytime in the near future, so... I know a lot of people will be disappointed by that, because a lot of the, more recent followers and stuff, around 2020 and stuff, came because of Doom 3. But it's just, I don't want to waste my time on something that's not going to be fun for me, because then it won't be fun for you guys. So, right. Beyond that, I'm definitely not... I'm not doing Doom stuff anytime soon. I just dedicated an entire month to it. I'm going to probably be doing a lot more casual streams from this point forward, on top of the speedrunning stuff. I might do the thing where I used to do, where I'll speedrun something and then start a casual playthrough on top of that. But, one thing I do want to stream, because I've wanted to, do it play this game for a while, and I think it'd be a nice, break from everything I've done, is I'm planning on buying and streaming my playthrough of Pizza Tower, because that game just looks awesome. It's I didn't realize this until a few months ago, but I was like, damn, this game looks like the perfect game for me. But look forward to that. I'll probably start that sometime this week as a nice break from Doom. But yeah, that's something to look forward to in the at least upcoming future, I should say. And on top of that, like I said, I'm gonna probably not be streaming as frequently, but I am planning on putting a little bit more effort into content for my YouTube channel between highlights and stuff. I want to start like uploading more stuff from Twitch to there, because it's really, as long as I can make like a basic thumbnail for it on top of that, it's like easy things to put on the channel. But I also have other like works and projects that I've been working on and want to work on in the near future that I'm hoping to, bring to life. I've got a video I'm working on right now, which is going to be cool whenever it's done. But I have a bunch of other ideas on top of that I want to make and throw onto there at some point. Anton Blast, I'll have to check that out. So yeah, again, if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, feel free to do that, because you can probably see a lot more activity from there than you do on Twitch. As for what do I use for editing? Are you talking about for videos? I use Olive. It's free, it's open source. It's not a perfect editing thing, but it gets what I need done, so. Anyways, I think that's it for general stuff. So let's talk a little bit about like why I chose to do this and like a little bit of my history with Doom as a franchise. You guys know, like, I've been streaming, doing content for like 10 years at this point, and a big factor of those past 10 years has always been, old PC games and first-person shooters, and I owe a lot of that to Doom. Retro FPS games and stuff have always been like one of my favorite types of games, and Doom in particular was a huge factor in that. So I wanted to do an entire month to dedicate to it. One, to play some content that I've just never gotten around to and had an excuse to do it, but also just kind of a love letter to the franchise that brought my interest to where they are today. And let's talk a little bit about how that happened, because it's really fucking weird. So the first Doom game I ever owned and played wasn't even Doom 1 or Doom 2. It was actually Doom 3. Not just Doom 3, but it was the Xbox version of Doom 3. When I was younger, I think I was around like 13 or 14, I never really like had games for PC and stuff. I was always a console gamer, and I was very limited on what I was allowed to play. So like M-rated games and stuff like that were always out of the question. On top of that, what else was I gonna say? So one year came around and I was like, oh, this game looks cool, Doom 3. Don't really know a whole lot about Doom, but looks cool. And then I found out that the collector's version of Doom 3 for the Xbox not only had Doom 3, but it also had Doom 1 and 2 on there. So I'm like, oh shit, this would be my chance to actually try out the old Doom games. So I was begging my dad to buy it for me for Christmas, and he was so against it because he didn't want me playing M-rated games. My parents were very against that for a very long time. It wasn't until I was like 14 or 15 that they eventually were like, yeah, it's okay, I don't care that much. But my gaming and stuff was very limited when I was younger. They didn't want me playing M-rated games. They didn't really want me playing video games for more than like 15 minutes at a time, 30 minutes at most. That eventually changed like when I got older, but when I was in like my later teens. But I was upset because my dad wasn't against it, but eventually he did buy it for me for Christmas one year, and I was like, yes. And it was fun, getting to experience that for the first time. And then my first real proper way to play Doom on the computer, because I was like, oh, this is cool, but I would love to play it on a computer. Back when I had my first laptop, I couldn't do a whole lot because it was a weak-ass laptop. It was mainly for school, but the first time I played the PC version of Doom was like, I don't even remember. I think I was in my later years of high school. But what was fun about that was my first time playing Doom, I played entirety of it with just a keyboard and no mouse. And it was done using a very very famous source port of Doom from back in the day called Doom 95. Which, if you know about the history of Doom, Doom 95 was kind of a big deal back in the day because it was an attempt to port Doom to be able to run natively on Windows rather than relying on DOS. And that was my first time playing and beating Doom, was on Doom 95 on my laptop with only keyboard controls. Hold on one second. So that was the history of, like, just that, but then eventually I got interested in playing the other Dooms. I learned about, like, different source ports, and then as soon as I got into, like, my, when I turned 18, like, I got a new laptop, and I started, like, finding out about, like, modern source ports and, like, Doom mods and stuff like that. And, funny enough, my first ever total conversion for Doom I ever played was absolutely a terrible way to start your journey on total conversions. My first total conversion I played was Psychophobia, which is a absolutely horrible Doom mod. It is just nothing but a asset dump with a bunch of weapons and enemies. Very bad level design. Very limited resources to play the game on each level. It was not a great time. But either way, my interest in older FPS games, because I never really got to experience them as a kid, really exploded from being able to play Doom, and that eventually translated into me trying out Duke Nukem 3D, using eDuke 32, and then the rest is history. I got interested in the genre as a whole, started playing other things, and I owe that all to Doom. I really owe it all to Doom 3 Collector's Edition on the Xbox, but, that was my history with it, and then eventually just got around to, like, playing stuff, and then eventually you guys know that at one point in time I ran Doom. I was never good at Doom, like, especially back in the day. I only ever ran episodes 1 through 3, and my episode 1 was always really bad, and it still is, but, that was just another aspect of speedrunning that helped incorporate my interest in where my speedrunning interest went, because, the first major speedrun I ever, like, invested time in was Shadows of the Empire. But the first real FPS game I was interested in was Dark Forces, and then eventually that translated to other things like Doom and other FPS games, so, there's a hand in that too. But, Doom has just been a game I've played on and off for my entire life at this point. Whether it's old Doom, new Doom, speedrunning Doom 3, playing shitty versions of Doom, it's just been a factor and a game that's been in my life for as long as I can remember, So that's, like, a little bit of history with me and Doom, and kind of, again, why it's such a big deal for me, and, like, also why I dedicated an entire month to it. Yeah. I will say, it's cool because I got to, in the course of playing through all these games, I got to play 3 different console versions of Doom, which were the first one, which is PSX Doom, which was fun until it stopped working. Then I also played the GBA version of Doom 2, which was an experience, and then I played the entirety of SNES Doom, which was awful, but it was fun in a weird, fucked up way. I'm never going to touch that version of the game again, probably, but, it's cool, and having played Doom a lot and getting to really experience so many things I never got around to with Doom for the first time was probably the most rewarding thing about this whole experience. It's been a lot of fun, though. This entire month has been nothing but Doom. Hi, Felix. But, I'm glad I got to do it. And I'm glad you guys got to take part in it with me, whether it was for one stream or a majority of them. I'll work on the rest of highlighting and stuff, get it all to YouTube probably within the next week. And then it's just going to be back to the usual stuff. Well, mostly the usual stuff. I've got, like I said, the big things are speedrunning plans and also just playing Pizza Tower. So, but I think from here on out, though, I'm also going to incorporate, like, other than that, my main focus for content here and on YouTube is going to be, again, really focused on old FPS games, old PC game speedruns and stuff like that. That's really the thing I'm the most interested in, like, talking about, doing content for. So I'm more or less going to, you know, put all my content creation focus on that aspect of gaming. And maybe with some weird oddities here and there where I'm like, hey, I feel like playing this today. It's going to be a lot of, like, streaming from this point onwards, more or less just going to be goals that I come up with on the fly, as well as, like, things I just feel like playing. But they're going to be in that kind of category. Yeah, I mean, trying to think if there's anything else to talk about here before, you know, move on to something else, if I move on to something else. As you guys know, this is going to be a two-parter today. I'm doing this right now, but at 9 o'clock Eastern US time, I'm going to also be playing myhouse.wat as the final game for Doomtober. And that has always been, like, when I started Doomtober, I knew, you know, the last day of October is obviously fucking Halloween, but my plan from the get-go was always going to be playing that on the last day, because of it being Halloween and just being such a big phenomenon in the Doom community over the past year. I mean, fuck, my girlfriend's played myhouse.wat before I did, so that should really tell you something about its impact. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that tonight. Great way to close out Doomtober and also Halloween, I guess. But that's going to again be at 9 o'clock p.m. That's in US East time. So hopefully you guys come here for that as well. Obviously this is not the only thing I'm doing today. But, you know, you're welcome to ask any other questions about the experience, about Doom stuff, about future plans if you want to throughout the rest of the stream. I'm done more or less talking about Doomtober at this point. Just as, again, a TLDR, it was fun, it was an ambitious project, and I got a lot of cool experiences out of it, so... But also that this is probably the last big thing I'm going to do on Twitch for a while, so... You know. In any case, let's do some fun shit for, you know, the rest of the brief period of time I'm going to be streaming right now, because I'm going to be... This part's going to be short because, you know, I've got my house later, and that's going to be the big part of today, and also I got to leave not too far from now to go pick up my girlfriend from work, but, what was I going to do? You know what I'm going to do? Since I don't really have any big plans, I thought about doing like a Doom randomizer run real quick. Any questions to lag for? Like I said earlier, so the back of my computer room is a fucking mess right now, so please just ignore it. I'm in the process of doing some like restructuring and cleaning out of the entire house, so there's just some junk back there. This is one of the biggest reasons I don't ever use my webcam anymore, is because you know, I've got a lot of shit in the back, and also I've been very self-conscious about my appearance, and I'm making an effort to change that. You know, I've started working out a lot more. I actually worked out this morning, too. I did a core workout in about 12 minutes on the elliptical, so, you know, baby steps. I'm hoping to be a little bit smaller by the time AGDQ rolls around. Not anything drastic. I just want to better my own personal health, really, but let's see. What can I do next? Actually, you know what? I have an idea. A really silly but kind of stupid idea. Let's watch some of my favorite Doom videos real quick, because there's some really good ones. And if you guys haven't seen it, you can watch along with me. Finally, the Christmas stream. Yeah, I already checked out some of the supplemental materials. But, the Christmas stream is going to happen, as I've said before, You know, Christmas every year on the Rip Chip Twitch channel involves me playing through Elf for the Game Boy Advance and drinking eggnog, so this is going to be nothing different this year, I promise. Where is my browser cap or my window capture? Ah, he's so big. So we're gonna watch this fucking incredible video right here. If you've never seen it, it is a piece of art. Let me get this out of here. So this is one of my favorite Doom videos of all time, because everyone always talks about, like, what can we run Doom on? And I want to make it very clear that this video is incredibly fake, but it's incredibly funny, so...
Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to mod your Porsche 911 to run Doom. No engineering experience is required, and this can be done in 3 easy steps by absolutely anyone. It can also be done with everyday materials you have lying around your house. All you need is a copy of the original Doom game, your Porsche 911.
Yeah, of course, because I just have a Porsche 911 in my fucking driveway.
It takes 5 minutes. Well, let's get started. The most important part of modding your Porsche 911 or other car is starting the car's computer in debug mode. This can be done.
I don't have a Porsche that runs Doom. No, I actually don't have a Porsche. My car is a Chevy Malibu, so...
Because cars have begun to adopt a new global computer standard so that any mechanic can work on any car's computer.
Oh, hold up, real quick. By the way, I always forget about this detail. So, there's a toaster in his front seat, and there's a reason for that. He also did another video about how you can use a toaster to control Doom. I gotta find it after this.
Also, of course, means that this will work on cars that are not Porsche 911, but I strongly recommend you only try this on your Porsche 911. But if you do get this to work on another car, please leave a comment with the make and model so that others can see it and try this themselves. So just insert the flash drive. And when you turn the car on, you'll be able to use it just like a regular computer. Once the car is turned on, you should automatically be in debug mode. Now, just take your game.
Look well off enough.
And insert into the CD drive just like you would a regular computer.
See, I can't even do this because I don't have a CD of Doom.
Through your source port of choice.
You can tell this is fake, but it's still funny.
Now that we have the game started, we should go over the controls. Now, one thing that's interesting, and something that people don't normally think about, is that cars go through extensive testing in a simulator before they ever touch the road. Now, a side effect of that is that all of the car's controls, by default, show up as input controllers to a regular computer. That means we can turn left by turning the steering wheel left. We can turn right by turning the steering wheel right. We can change guns with the gear selector. We can fire the gun by honking the horn. And we can move our character forward by accelerating.
Don't try this at home. Don't try to play Doom while driving your car. Fucking incredible. Let me see. Is there any other? Let me think of some. Since we're on the Doom kick, let me see if there's any other Doom Doom memes that I can think of offhand. I think there was Hold on. Oh, this is a great one. Not only is this an incredibly good
At
video, but it's also a video by ours truly, Lord Zurgent. This is a classic. Hold on. Incredible. Oh yeah, so I gotta... Hold on. Let me see if I can find that other video about the toaster. It's... Hold on, here we go. This is necessary for the lore.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to turn any toaster into a controller for your PC game or computer. All you need is any toaster and a PC game or computer. There's no engineering experience required, and this can be done in 3 easy steps.
He says the exact same thing with the other
The only
video.
thing you have to worry about is to make sure that your toaster was manufactured in the past couple years. This is because a couple years ago, manufacturers switched to an industry standard microcontroller to regulate the temperature of toasters' heating coils. So you're going to want to open up your toaster and look for the USB port attached to the microcontroller in your toaster. This USB port is used for transferring the microcontroller's software.
I've never actually tried this, by the way.
The toasters, they leave the USB port in the toaster because it's cheaper than just to remove it.
I have no idea if there's
You wanna
actually a
plug in any
USB port in a
USB
toaster,
cable
and
into
this
this
is
port.
probably not actually the case, but the idea is funny. Your toaster has
Plug the
coaxial.
USB cable into the port, close the toaster, and make sure the other end of the cable is plugged in to the computer. Now, if you're using a Windows machine, the hard part's already done. This is because the factories that manufacture the toasters also run Windows.
Someone
so the
should do this with
driver
a
to use the
Nintoaster, oh
toaster should
man.
already be built into your computer.
The
But just to
Nintoaster,
make
what a
sure,
classic.
We're gonna check to make sure that our toaster shows up in the device manager.
Also, he's playing Brutal Doom.
So just go to your device manager. Make sure your toaster shows up.
I'm incredibly amused by the prospect of the device just being called Toaster.
As you can see, ours shows up as a toaster.
Can
then
you
close it.
imagine?
The last thing we have to do is remap this lever to control our computer. Now by default, this lever acts as the enter key, but we're going to want to change it to something more useful for a game. So go into the start menu, type CMD,
Oh god, Windows 8.
and open the command prompt. Now when you plug your toaster in,
I like the jarring cut there.
It activates the toaster rebind program. This will allow us to change what this lever does on the keyboard. So to do this, type toast remap and the letter you want to have this lever activate. And since we're going to be playing Doom, we're going to choose the letter A. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that
Toast
this lever actually
remap.
replaces the key on the keyboard that it's mapped to. So we cannot press enter anymore because that's what this is mapped to by default. So we're going to have to send the command with this lever. Great. Now our toaster lever is mapped to the letter A. Now
Yes, keep going.
our game.
You have the most awkwardly made toast ever.
As you can see, people are shooting at us, but there's not much we can do with the letter A. So we're going to remap the key to the letter W so we can move forward. And again, we're going to type toast,
I forgot about
remap, and then W.
Incredible. Like, if this wasn't fake enough, this is just... like, it's just too fucking funny. Guys, I have a great idea for another GDQ run. We're gonna play Doom on a toaster. On 4 toasters, to be exact. He even got the double toaster in there, too. Oh man, is there anything else I can think of that's Doom meme related? Let me see. I don't remember that, but it doesn't surprise me that somebody did that. No, wait, no. I remember hearing about that. Never mind. I had to think for a second, and I'm like, this is absurd, and I'm like, that was the end of that. People do so much shit with Dark Souls, it's like, doesn't surprise me. For everyone who wants to port Doom to a various thing that's not Doom, another person wants to complete Dark Souls with a controller that's not meant to play Dark Souls. Alright, give me one sec. I think I had one other thing I remember that I wanted to show you. Here it is, okay.
The door says finance, but the only thing I manage are receipts.
No, fuck that. You guys remember the video I showed you the other day of the of Doom running on that, like...
Hate YouTube ads?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I do hate YouTube ads. On running on that, like, one computer from, like, 1980 or whatever. Somebody did this, which is emulating... Doom emulated on an IBM 5160 running at 4.77 megahertz. This is incredible. The ways to play Doom never end here. Hope he'd remembered to remap his toaster to toast remap, whatever. Not Doom as I remember it, right there. Doom on the Tennis for 2 radar, that would be incredible. I like how even though it's like a pixelated mess, like this is some hentai level shit, you can still tell it's Doom. People emulated Doom on E. coli bacteria. Is that a fact? I'm never gonna forget somebody, oh my god, it's taking forever for this game to load. I remember somebody got Doom running on an ASCII text file. That was weird. That was amusing, though. You know, eventually you get to play Doom, right? Let's move a little forward. I'm gonna have to do that. Ah, there we go. Now we're playing Doom. Now we're in the hangar. We got Bull Shell, Rocket Cell. This is Doom just as we remember it. Mario Game & Watch, that's incredible. FPS counter on 3.5 FPS. This is the definitive way to play Doom. Just like this, you too can experience what it's like to play Doom on the 3DO. Why would you turn the FPS counter off? This is how Fallout 4 ran on my PC when it came out. That's how many FPS Calculator has that can run Doom, or is that more? I think Calculator Doom runs better than this. Not by much, but it's definitely performing better than this is. This is running on a computer, or emulated on computer hardware, and that is not supposed to play Doom. It is... Good lord. This goes on for 10 minutes. Does he finish the level? You know, when I scroll through it fast like this, it almost looks like the game works. Hold up, let's jump forward a little bit. No, I don't want an ad for Red Dead Redemption. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care about the PC version of it. Smartwatch via emulation. I feel like even the most modern smartwatches could actually run it. They won't run it well, but they could. But I mean, smartwatches are not meant to do more than just be secondary app monitors and tell time, so... Try changing the playback speed? Dude, that's genius. Hold up. I'm gonna do that. Oh god, it doesn't help at all. It still looks like shit. The gun doesn't even have a gun sound that's in sync with the firing. Ooh, here's another idea. Now we're cooking with gas, but there's a gas leak. Alright, that... I saw that and I'm like, I have to show everybody at some point. Because of the one video I showed the other day. Are there any other iconic Doom videos I can think of right now? That aren't just watching cool explanations on videos? Hold on, let's see. Oh wow, there is a playlist that's just called Doom on Everything. Let's see what we got here. iPod Photo, U2 Doom. Doom on the iPad Nano. Doom on the Apple Watch. Okay, this is an old Apple Watch, because this video is from 9 years ago. There you go. I'm not sure how the fuck the controls are working here, but I think the music's obviously added post-edit, but what else do they have? Oscilloscope running Doom. No, hold on, fuck that. I want to watch Doom on a Vectrix. The Vectrix is my favorite meme console. I don't care about fucking ads, oh my god. You guys, it's for Vitamin Shop. Go stay healthy. This is the dream right here. Anybody who knows me, my favorite meme console is the Vectrex. Also, I know it's getting dark in here. It's because it's nighttime, and my light bulb in my computer room is out. So, like, again, I'm working on fixing things up, but the light's currently out, and that's one of the other things I gotta do. Bro, this is literally this runs better than the fucking everything else that we've seen so far. Like, I know there's nothing going on, it's literally just hangar, but, like, it's hangar without enemies or weapons, but, like, it's still cool. Nice. Alright. What else we got? Doom Piano. Game Boy Micro Doom 2. That's just Doom 2 for the Game Boy. I've already played that. Printer Doom. ZX Spectrum. There's a lot of printers. Make for an eerie watch. My birds, they're my birds, alright? They're allowed to talk. They can do that. Courtesy of Virgin Airlines. Guys, I have an idea. I know who I need to book a flight with for AGDQ. I'm gonna get a record on Airplane Doom before I land in Pittsburgh this year. I remember hearing about the ATM machine. God, this doesn't even look like Doom. They got different colored HUDs. Are they starting out on E1M3? Those madmen. This is one of the hardest maps in the game. Playing Doom while holding an iPhone is really hard. Yeah, it is. It's very hard. Oh man. Yeah, but if he does that, it'll be the last video he ever makes. Alright, let's see, what else we got here. Hey, speaking of... There's one other thing I want to see. Let's try the oscilloscope.
Got this, man.
Freaking box maze.
E2M2, baby.
Shotgun.
This is running incredibly well, actually.
Oh my god. Oh my, and there's one behind me.
This map sucks for ammo.
Oh, you freaking kidding me? There's no way. There is no way. I need ammo, goddamn. Oh, fuck. There's some shotgun shells up in here.
Incredible. Right on. Alright, I can't think of really anything else that I want to watch or do right now, so I just want to remind everyone, this was the update portion of today's last day of Doomtober. And at 9 o'clock p.m., as long as everything lines up correctly, 9 p.m. EST, which is about a little under 3 hours from now, I'm going to be playing myhouse.wad as the final Doom game for Doomtober, so look forward to that when the time comes.